वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल. नमस्कार. स्वागत है आपका वर्चुअल प्लेसमेंट मेगा इंटर्नशिप एंड प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव 2020 और वर्ल्ड ऑफ वर्क सेशन डे 4. वर्चुअल मेगा इंटर्नशिप एंड प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव का ये डे 11 है और अभी तक हमारे साथ कम से कम 8,500 बच्चे और कम से कम 250 प्लस कैंपसेस पैन इंडिया इस इवेंट में पार्टिसिपेट कर चुके हैं. हमारा क्लोजिंग सेशन ऑफ द वर्चुअल मेगा इंटर्नशिप एंड प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव कल होगा शाम को. बट आज हम जिस इवेंट के लिए साथ जुड़े हैं एक बहुत ही स्पेशल इवेंट है. इट्स अ वेरी स्पेशल इवेंट for the reason that when we talk of placement, when we talk of career, we miss out on a very nodal responsible element. Everybody who has joined their college life, they know the relevance of this institution or this part of this institution only at the final year, mostly at the final year. And yes, they are changing, and I mean there's nothing to hide about that. But this is the reason why many people actually decide that which college to go. They decide on the package, what is the last placement, what is the people highest package. And there are certain people who are working tremendously with lot of effort to get this dream of your to getting into a bigger company or dream of earning big, everything. There are certain people who work for that, and those people and those selflessly serving people are called the training and placement officers of the institute. And we have different names for them because of the role and the position and the experience with that. So today's world of work session, ready for tomorrow, will be incomplete if we don't give the first step in the institution where the world of work ready for tomorrow things can happen. Today's session is basically focused on empowering training and placement cell as gateway to world of work. Today with us, we call them as world of work mentor. We have Professor Shankar Sahai from Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Usha and Lakshmi Mittal Institute of Management, New Delhi. He will be giving a pan-India perspective of this topic today. Then we have Professor Dr. Sheetal Kumar Adha Ravandel, Dean Industry Institute Interaction, Pimpri Chinchwad Education Trust, PCET, President Maharashtra Association of TPOs, MATPO, Maharashtra. And he has agreed to give a perspective from the western region of the country. Dr. Saroj Kumar Pradhan, Training and Placement Officer, CET Bhubaneswar, Odisha, and he will be representing or giving perspective from the eastern region. Professor Lakshmi Mohan M, Head Center for Industry Relations, International Affairs, Training and Placement, AV Group of Institution, Vinayak Mission Research Foundation, Tamil Nadu, and he has obliged to give the perspective of South of India. And we have with us Dr. Vinay Kumar Litoria sir, Director Corporate Relations, Gautam Buddha University, Uttar Pradesh, who is with us for this event to happen because Ficci and Gautam Buddha University have partnered to do this event. So now I would like to welcome all the eminent panelists. Very good evening, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Very good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Very good evening.
So it's our privilege that you gave your time from this busy schedule. We know that many are working from home and many are in the institution. I can see Dr. Saroj and Dr. Ravindel are already sitting at the institution. Dr. Vinay Vitoria at the institution. At this junction of time when definitely working or the challenges of COVID has created more difficulties, there are certain people who are working for the betterment of this country, this nation, and this young force. And we are very fortunate to have your time and have you over here, sir. Welcome again, sir. आपका स्वागत है, sir. Sir, as we have eminent speakers from everywhere, and we would like to have our session start with, if you permit, sir, I would request Shankar Sahai sir's permission that we initiate the session today. Professor Shankar Sahai sir is an experience of over 29 years in the field of retail management, fashion education, soft skills development, general management, international marketing, and is presently working as Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan's Usha and Lakshmi Mittal Institute of Management, New Delhi. He is closely involved in setting up Institute of Apparel Management under AEPC and Center for Retail Management under FDDI, and guided related activities like curriculum development, course mapping, program designing, recruiting, selecting and training faculty members, admissions, career counseling, industry connect, and campus placements of students. Co-authored the book Retail Management: The India Story 2015, presented a research paper titled A Case Study of Mom and Pop Retail Stores in India at IIT Delhi as part of AGBA conference in July 2019. This paper has been published in proceedings of the conference. He has visited various countries like USA, France, Germany, Netherlands, Singapore, and Malaysia, and interacted with faculty persons and students of renowned institutes. Also facilitated foreign tie-ups for student exchange programs at various institutes in Germany, France, UK, Japan, and Singapore. Conducted training programs and research consultancy projects for reputed companies like Landmark Group, Delhi Duty Free Shops, Raymond Limited, Ebony, PC Jewelers, Agarwal Towers, etc. Visited college, schools, education fairs, and addressed the students and parents on different topics like career counseling, time management, stress management, GD and interview preparation in various cities pan India: Delhi, Kolkata, Guwahati, Patna, Jamshedpur, Ranchi, and the name is list is endless. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us. Very good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. First of all, big thanks to Ficci and Shri Abhilash ji, Deepti ji, and Samrit ji. And thanks to my own institute, Bharatiya Bhavan Usha and Lakshmi Mittal Institute of Management, which gave me the sanction to be at this event and be in the company of learned people like all of you. As is the topic, I would like to start with the role of placement cell in the Indian institutes and universities. And over the past 1 or 2 decades, the role has become all the more important. We know the different reasons for that. So my presentation today, it will just be starting. My presentation today is going to talk guiding the students as to how the placement cell can help in their career path. So I would now like to start with it. I have put up in the form of 5 golden rules of career development. Um, we all the students, they focus on their career and they are very concerned about it. They are very excited. So I have put up 5 rules. The first rule is preparation is the key to success. So I start with the famous quote of Abraham Lincoln, the Prime President of United States, when he said that give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. So before you go in for the axe has to be sharpened, and as is being said, lot of time has to be spent on the preparation part of it. Whether it is gaining knowledge by newspapers, magazines, what's going on in the world, websites, or for that matter, if we are talking about preparing your CV or the resume writing, nowadays in my business school as well as the other business schools, it takes around 2 to 3 months for the first draft from the students, and after that, the final outcome. It has to be vetted again and again and again by so many people, not only the placement in charge, the whole team, all the faculty persons, they have to get involved. And there comes the role of the placecom, that is the placement committee, which is formed, which is a group of the people, which is led by the placement cell, along with the students who are belonging to the different years. And that's the preparation part of it, whether we take it in any of the form. And the final, I would say, the third aspect of this rule is the communication skills. We all know it very well that interview is one of the most important part. Group discussion is very important as far as any selection process is concerned. And for that, the process has to start. Many of the times, the students say that I'm an introvert. I just can't speak. So, whatever is your difficulty, whatever is your problem, that has to be overcome. There is no escape from it. The same with newspaper. You'll be surprised. When I started my career in academics after the industry exposure, I used to ask a simple question in the first class to the students, and I used to say that how many of you read newspapers? And I would say at that point of time, 10-15% of the class, they used to raise hands. Today, I'm happy to say that the number has gone up to 25-30%, but that's all. And I'm not talking about any institute. I'm talking about all the institutes that I've been through, that I have got in touch with the students. And it's something very basic. It's something which has to come not only in your college, not only in your graduation, post graduation, much before that. Like newspaper reading is just as simple thing as doing all your daily course. So that part, because unless and until you have the knowledge, you cannot speak, cannot be hollow. So that's the first rule. Preparation is the key to success. That brings us to the rule number two, which is in the next slide, and that is confidence is good, but overconfidence is suicidal. And I can quote very many examples of that, but I'll just like to quote one example. First of all, of course, the quotation which is there on the screen. Complacency is man's, human being's biggest weakness. It creeps upon us when we least expect it. So complacency is when you say that, oh, I know best. I know everything. There's no problem. I'm the best. That is not confidence. That is overconfidence. The person who gave this quote is, of course, Mr. J. Mullings. This takes me back to my start of my academic career. After putting in 9 years of industry experience with reputed companies like Raymond and Anand Group, I joined NIFT, National Institute of Fashion Technology, Delhi, in 1999. And apart from teaching, I was also assigned the task of helping in the placement. And one of the very senior professors in the NIFT Delhi, whom I consider to be my guru, he said that, Mr. Sahai, our students are actually a bit scared. So I said, scared that they will not get selected. And his answer was no, scared that they will get selected. Because if they get selected, then they cannot apply for other companies which are coming to the institute. And as you know, we all are aware about दूसरे के हाथ का लड्डू ज्यादा मीठा लगता है. Grass is always greener on the other side. So they want to apply, but they want to have दोनों हाथों में लड्डू. So the placement policy doesn't permit, because if you are taken up by a company, then you are out of the placement process. Years have passed, 20 years have passed. Since last 20 years, I have been taking care of placement in different institutes. I have been speaking to students at different institutes, universities. Still, that overconfidence level is there in the students, where students do not want to apply to companies, good companies, the best of the companies coming right at the beginning of the process. And no matter how much you counsel them, you mentor them, their simple answer is no, I'm not convinced. And year after year, every institute, every university throughout the country, you'll be finding that there are students who are left unplaced towards the end of the placement process. And these are not the students who are average. No, they are having high IQ level, they are good in academics, good in personality, everything is fine. But they didn't take the right opportunity. They didn't apply at the right time when the opportunity was there. So early bird catches the worm. Be the early bird. Be confident, but don't be overconfident. The next one on the next slide, rule number three, get rid of those blinkers. Now, this is very important in today's scenario. The quote is goals too clearly defined can become blinkers. Mary Catherine Betson. And what we mean by blinkers is very simple example is of a horse. So a horse is put the blinkers like this so that he doesn't get distracted by things here and there and he focuses on the road ahead. So people, students sometimes say, I am very focused. And when you ask them what do you mean by focus, they say that no, I want this functional area only, and I do not want to go into any other functional area. Now, that is not focused, that is putting up the blinkers because you are blinding yourself for the other opportunities which are existing all around you. Our institute organizes frequent webinars, and one of the webinars, a person said very clearly, he said that the time today is not of the specialist, the time is of the generalist. You cannot say that I am going into HR and that's why I will do only HR. I know only HR. No, not possible. IT has made inroads everywhere in all the functional areas. The role of accounts and finance is not the same which it used to be earlier on. So please come out of the thinking that accounts and finance is for the introverts and marketing and sales is for the extroverts. Everybody, the communication, basic communication has to be there. So you cannot say that I don't want to mix people, that's why I want accounts finance. Today, accounts finance means fintech. HR means HR analytics, which are that means you need to know about a whole lot of things about apart from your own functional areas. And related to that is the next rule, rule number four, um, which is keep on learning, unlearning, relearning, and then learning again. And I put in very short a small story of Zen master. You can read through the story on the screen, but the crux of the matter is that a professor went to a Zen master and he said that I want to learn Zen. And he started speaking about it, and the Zen master gave him a cup, kept on pouring tea into it, and the tea kept on moving or falling off the cup. It was full to the brim. So the professor said that, sir, it is falling down. He said that that's the same like in your mind. You have to unlearn what is over there. You learned it quite possible 10, 15, 20 years back. Now is the time to unlearn. Make space for something new. Let something new come into your mind because world is changing. So you need to learn new things. I always say it very clearly. From one learning, you need to move from one field. You need to move to another field, related or unrelated. So keep on gathering knowledge. Very simple example nowadays. Last 7 months, we are having lockdown. Institutes, universities, they are closed. Uh, Say there are two students in front of a company. One student says that the question to both of them is, what you have been doing in the last 7 months? One student says, I have been taking online classes from the institute. Another student says, apart from my online classes, I have also been taking an online work from home internship with such and such company. And for that, I'm getting a stipend of so many thousand rupees per month. Whom do you think the company will be giving more of the weightage? A person who is able to handle the online classes along with the work from home internship. Certainly, that person is learning, apart from the online classes, the art of doing work from home internship in an actual company environment, which is actually the order of the day. So definitely the company is going to be more inclined. So our university, our institute, we have arranged for the online classes. Along with that, we have also arranged for the work from home internship with reputed companies. So the students get an opportunity to learn about these areas. That brings us to the last rule, and not any less important than the other. I'm sure the students, when they will see, they may be or may not be able to relate to it, or they may not like to relate to it. You may be good, but what the industry demands is nothing less than the best. And after that, I have put up rule of 1, 2, 3. I would just like to ask the students, any one of them aware about rule of 1, 2, 3? Mr. Abhilash, is there any process where the students can reply on the chat box? Um, do they know anything like, can they respond? What is
They
the
can
rule of 1, 2, 3
they can
according to
chat,
them?
sir. They can chat if they are aware of it. I hope they
Okay,
are aware of
fine.
it, but 1, 2, 3 ka
Yes.
4 ye to I remember the song only.
So any one of the students, any one of the audience, do they know anything about rule of 1, 2, 3? Okay, fine. Since the time is less, I will just explain it. Um, I'll narrate an instance which happened some time back. There was a student. He was undergoing a campus placement process, and everything went fine. The company officials were happy with him. Towards the end, the student said, Sir, I would like to negotiate about the salary which you are offering. So the industry officials were taken a little bit surprised. They said that we have mentioned it in the JD. What is the CTC? So he said, no, you have mentioned, but actually, I would like to discuss something about it. I would like it to be revised. So quite possible the person was very much influenced by the character of Rustagi in Three Idiots, where he gets an opportunity in the campus placement and the company officials say, let's negotiate. And Bollywood is a big influencer nowadays. But anyway, the company official was very matured enough. He didn't lose his temper or anything. He said, okay, fine. What is your expectation? What do you think should be the CTC for this kind of a job? And the student replied that I think the least should be X lakh rupees per annum. I am leaving that X figure for students. Students can put up X according to their expectation. They said that at least X lakh rupees per annum should be the salary. So the company official said, okay, fine, that's great. Tell me one thing. If I give you X lakh rupees per annum, what will you do which will benefit the company by three times X lakh rupees per annum? And the student was silent for some time. Then he said that, sir, I need time. I'm new. I'll be required to learn, and then only I can deliver. And the company official said, so is it fair for you to expect that you should learn at company's expense? I think for a fresher, this kind of salary is the maximum we can offer. We wish you all the very best for your future endeavors, and we hope that you get the X lakh rupees per annum salary which you are thinking of. So be prepared, as the first rule says, and after that, be very positive as to the rule of 1, 2, 3. The rule of 1, 2, 3 is employ one person, give that person the salary of two persons, and that person should be able to do the work of three persons. So that is the rule of 1, 2, 3. Whenever you think in terms of this should be my CTC, always think what is it that you can do to benefit the company three times that salary. Then only you will be able to justify to the company. I think that's all from my side. I would just like to say a big thank, wishing you all the very best for a very successful career and a very happy life. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Wow, fantastic, sir. This was really an eye opener. These golden rules, and in fact, the rule of 1, 2, 3. To vouch for this, I would now like to welcome Deepti Singh, Deputy Director, Ficci. Good evening, Deepti ma'am. Thank you for
Hello,
joining.
Abhilash. Namaste, Shankar sir. Thank you for being with
Namaste,
us
Deepti
today
ji.
on behalf of. Thank you, sir. On behalf of
My
Vicky
pleasure.
and Gautam Buddha University, sir, and the National Career Service Ministry of Labor, I would like to really thank you for your kind words and time. And I was continuously reading through your presentation, listening to you, and definitely the 1, 2, 3 rule is absolutely mind catching, and